Alright guys, what is poppin'? Hope you all are doing well, and we are here today on Pokemon Showdown on the Team Builder for episode 2 of Pimp My Squad. Now I just want to go ahead and say, episode 1 of this series, it started off a lot better than I expected. You guys really seem to enjoy it, so I'm really happy about that. And, to all of you guys that have actually been subbed to me for a while, your support really does mean a lot to me, and, to anyone that is new, I just want to say welcome. And I hope you all enjoy the content that I provide. And, to everybody, this is my way of giving back to you through fixing your teams and, giving you all these nice Lord squads to use on the ladder or, wherever you want to use them. And we got a pretty significant amount of submissions in our last episode, which unfortunately means I can't use everybody's suggestion in a single episode. So I think I'll be doing 10 teams per episode if this keeps up, which seems pretty reasonable. I just want to get more out there for you all. So let me know what you guys think, and also go ahead and leave me a Pastebin in the comments of this video of a team that you'd like me to check out and help you with. Preferably maybe tell me what you want to keep on the team for sure, or what you want me to keep so that I don't change anything you don't want me to. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually hop into this episode, and let's make some Lord squads here. So our first team that we're going to be looking at here is a team made by the King Hacks. So as you can see here, we have Stealthrox, Lando T, Mega Manectric, Latios, which is a Defogger, Scarf Typhlosion, which of course Typhlosion is a very unique Pokemon, Keldeo, and this is a 3 attacks taunt Keldeo with Life Orb, and Celebi, which is a nasty plot Baton Pass into, I guess, maybe Keldeo or Typhlosion, or there's a lot of options for that. Alright, so I think the first thing that I noticed with this team, looking at it as a whole, let me just pop in here so we can see the entire team. I think the first thing I've noticed as a whole is that there's no switch-ins to Draco. Like, I'm looking at the team right now, I don't really see a switch-in to a Draco Meteor from Life Orb Lati. Celebi is like defensive physically, so I don't think it's going to be able to take that too well. So that's one of the things we have to look out for when we are fixing our teams. Next thing is probably Fairy types are sort of threatening as well. Typhlosion does resist, but I don't think it's going to be dealing too much damage, or I think it's going to be taking a lot from, let's say, a Gardevoir, a Mega Gardevoir's Hyper Voice. So that's another thing we got to look out for there. So while we edit this team, we're going to keep those two things in mind. I think first what we should do is actually change Latios, and I want to change Latios actually to Latias, because I feel Healing Wish is much better on this team, just because we have a lot of Pokemon here that really can't heal too well. None of these Pokemon can really heal other than Celebi. So I think Healing Wish will be nice in order to bring back a win condition, say if it's weakened or crippled in some odd way. So I'm going to go ahead and just put here Healing Wish Latias. I believe we have Draco here, Psyshock. I like Psyshock on that. Defog and Healing Wish, pretty standard set. I feel that's going to be really useful for this team, so let's give it a Life Orb. And I believe the EVs off the top of my head are 252, 184, and max, I think. Yeah, that adds up pretty nicely, so give that a Timid Nature here. Okay, so that's one thing we can do there. Another thing is we can actually give ourselves a Fairy / Dragon Resist by replacing Celebi, I think, for Ferrothorn for rocks. I think that'll be really good in order to patch up that sort of hole we have on our team. So we can go with leftovers here, and yeah, Stealth Rocks for sure. Leech Seed, Power Whip, and Gyro Ball. Those are pretty common on this thing. Good. It's a pretty good Pokemon. It's going to be able to help us deal with switching into Draco Meteors and stuff like that, or Moon Blasts, for instance. Just going to give it the standard EV spread here, and Relax Nature. Did I put Timid on Lati? Yeah, I did. Okay, just making sure. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good Pokemon there. Now, what else? We already have Rocks now, so we don't really need Rocks on Lando T, because that's just redundant. So what I think we should do is actually give ourselves Choice Scarf Lando T, and that's gonna be really good in checking a lot of Pokemon in this tier. I mean, Scarf Lando T is really good. Anything Scarf that can spam Earthquake is just really nice in this tier. Stone Edge, U-Turn, and no, sorry, I'll put Knockoff first, and then U-Turn I think is gonna be good. With we're gonna go with Max Attack, 4 Defense, and I'll just give it Max Speed. That is just a pretty standard set here. All right, nice. So we got our Scarf Lando T here. It's really good. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be changing the sort of Volturn core you have going on. Plus the Mega. I mean, I feel like you built around this Mega for the team, so that's going to be that. We'll keep it as this for now. I don't think we need Typhlosion. Like, I really want to keep it just because it's unique, but I feel that something like Volcarona is better, just because it does beat Reuniclus, which your team can't beat. I mean, Reuniclus is just like, it's not common at all, but at the same time, Volcarona is able to set up while Typhlosion really can't. And I mean, I did replace Celebi for something that actually can resist Dragon and Fairy, and I guess Celebi was the one Pokemon that was like Nasty Pass into something else, so I figured Volcarona can sort of compensate for that by running Quiver Dance. I think that'll be really good. So we can go with Lumberry here, and Fire Blast, Bug Buzz. Giga Drain is nice. I think should be pretty good. Or you can even run HP Ground. Either one is fine. Yeah, let's do HP Ground. I like that. And yeah, Quiver Dance, of course. Then we can go ahead and just put a Timid Nature on this, and Timid with the EV spread of 72 HP, 252, and 184. Yep, that should be really good. So I think now the team is fine now. I don't think you need to change it any further. Yeah, I like it. I like the team a lot. It's pretty cool. It's got that nice Scarf Lando T, and Volturn Core, Healing Wish Lati to bring something back to life, Volcarona, which can sweep potentially, Taunt Keldeo, which is nice. I really like that a lot. And yeah, Ferrothorn, which is now your Fairy / Dragon Resist. So that's going to be good. I think we can leave it as this. And that's our first team for you guys. Hope you guys like it. And let us go on to the next one. Wait, before that actually, before I even switched the tab, I actually noticed that Mega Manectric does not have Lightning Rod there. So I just changed that. I don't know. I don't think it imported right, or maybe you didn't have it in the Pastebin, but we fixed that now. So that's good. And yeah, we're good to go, I think. So if I notice anything else, I will come back and fix it. But for now, let us move on to team number 2. Alright, and we got team number 2 here by Tyking9. He has a Zoroark, Torspec Zoroark, pretty cool. Very unique Pokemon. Mega Gardevoir, Tyranitar, which is a Sand Setter, so we're probably going to see Excadrill on this team. Keldeo, Specs Keldeo, Excadrill, like I said, and Nasty Pass Celebi. So let's see here. So some of the threats that I see are actually definitely Lando T is a big threat. Scarf Lando T. Set up water type Pokemon like Gyarados, Mega Gyarados. Well, regular Gyarados is actually a pretty big threat with Bounce. Actually, Keldeo is going to have trouble with that. Mega Pinsir is a pretty big threat. Serperior is a huge threat. Serperior definitely a big threat. Manaphy for Alligator is kind of a threat. Alzu. I mean, we can see some threats here, but we can definitely patch it up. So what I want to keep on this team right now is Zoroark, because you built around it, and your Mega. I also want to keep Keldeo, because Keldeo is pretty cool. And I'm going to just move that to the 3rd place there. So let's try to patch up the weaknesses with the last 3 Pokemon that we have here. So I think what we can do first is to deal with Gyarados, maybe check some variants of Azu, and maybe some Manaphies and some Gators. We can probably replace Celebi here for Ferrothorn, I think is good. Just because Ferrothorn will be able to deal with these Pokemon a lot better. And what I want to do is I actually want to give it a Chople Berry this time, so that we can take a lot less damage from stuff like Secret Sword, Superpower, stuff like that, which can be really game changing, to be honest. I'm gonna add Power Whip here, just the standard moves, but we're gonna be using a Chople Berry on this Ferrothorn set. So Leech Seed and Stealth Rocks here. So yeah, because we have a Stealth Rocker, we're obviously going to be changing the other Stealth Rocker. So, it's just mixing and matching around to try to make the best combination of Pokemon. 252, 88, and 168 here with Relaxed Nature. Nice. Alright, cool. Now, to deal with Mega Pinsir, maybe also check Superior, because unlike Celebi, because Celebi, of course, did not have a move to touch, even though it like resisted Superior's main stab, Leaf Storm, it didn't really have anything to touch the Superior back with. So I think what we can do is actually add a Zapdos. I think we can. I'm just gonna delete these two Pokemon here for now. Delete and delete. All right, so let's actually add a Zapdos here, because Zapdos is a really good Pokemon to check Mega Pinsir. I think, and so what we can do here is just add Zapdos, and it also sort of checks Superior, just because of the fact that I'm pretty sure it can live like a +2 Dragon Pulse after a Leaf Storm. So what we're gonna do is actually just put Volt Switch, actually, or maybe T-Bolt's fine. I like Thunderbolt here, yeah, that's fine. Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, Roost, and Defog, not bad. Give it a Rocky Helmet. And I wish I had Lightning Rod. Oh, I think it used to have Lightning Rod back in Gen 5. That would have been funny if it actually came out like that. But anyways, we're gonna give it a Bold Nature with 240 HP, 176 Defense, 68 Special Attack, and 16 Speed. Nice. Alright, cool. So Zapdos, very nice Pokemon. Gonna be able to help us check some of those birds like Mega Pinsir, Superior. And it's a good defogger, so we have ourselves a defogger. We do not lose any sort of hazard control on our team. We have rocks, we have a defogger, we got some nice Pokemon here. And now I think what I want to do is actually add a Revenge Killer of some sort, which goes well with the team. I think I want to add Scarf Garchomp. Very underrated Pokemon, especially since you mainly always see either offensive Chomps or Rocky Helmet ones. Not often you see Scarf, so I think Scarf is really nice, especially since I was testing out with Scarf Chomp a little earlier, and it acted like nobody really expects Scarf Chomp, so you can actually get some nice kills with this thing. I'm actually gonna give you Dragon Claw here, and Earthquake, and Stone Edge. That should be fine. Should be fine for now. Let's see, and Max Attack, Max HP. Sorry, Max Speed, my bad. And Jolly Nature. Alright, this is looking nice. I think this looks pretty cool. Yeah, this looks fine. You just have to play a little bit around Keldeo. I mean, you have like a lot of different checks to Keldeo. Like you have Gardevoir, which can live at full HP. You have Ferrothorn with Chople Berry, Zapdos, which can probably live a Hydro Pump at full, and Scarf Chomp. Not really too many weaknesses on this team. I actually thought of a really good Zoroark set that might be better for this team. I actually want to give that to you right now. So we already have Specs Keldeo. I don't think we need another choice Specs user. Let's give it Life Orb. We'll keep Night Daze, we'll keep Focus Blast, we'll keep Sludge Bomb, and let's replace Flamethrower, because we do have a Zapdos to beat Scizors with and stuff. And let's give it Sucker Punch. I like Sucker Punch just because of the fact that it's even harder to predict, especially with Illusion. And Sucker Punch is really good, especially when an opponent thinks they can outspeed you or outrun you, and Sucker Punch will come through. So let's actually change the EV spread a little bit just for that. I'm going to give it a Naive Nature so that we don't lose any attack. We will give it 232 speed, I think. Should hit 334, which outspeeds Max Speed Garchomp by 1. And the rest we can give to attack. That's good, yeah. I think that's going to be fine. Sucker Punch is also going to be useful, especially to get priority versus stuff like Lati and Gengar, because you're not faster than those kinds of Pokemon. So, and it also helps to revenge kill and clean up late game. So I think that's going to be good. Try that out and see how it goes. Let me know what you think. I think we are fine now. If you want, also you can try Calm Mind. I know you're running Will-O-Wisp here, but I mean we do have like we do have Pokemon for Scizor. I know you're trying to catch switch-ins to Hyper Voice and stuff, like mainly Scizor switch-ins, so that's why you want to burn it. But we have a Zapdos, we have a Keldeo. If you want, you can just run Calm Mind just to destroy Stall. I would recommend that a lot because I love Calm Mind Gardevoir. It's definitely helped me out a lot in battles. So you can try that out and see how it goes. I mean, feel free to edit anything you want, but I feel that this is really good. So I hope you like it, and that's all I really got for this team. Yeah, there's nothing really else that there is. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and hop on to team number 3, and I will see you guys when I get there. Alright guys, so for team number 3, we have a team here by the Ravenstag with Choice Bandit Hoopa, pretty cool. Rocky Helmet Skarmory, 4 attacks Shuckleberry Heatran, Sylveon, 3 attacks Heal Bell, Cresselia, and what is this? Combine. Oh, that's a weird import. I don't think your import. I don't think. Oh, you must have like either did Combine or whatever. We're gonna change that anyways. and Mega Venusaur here. So all right, that's not a bad team. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's pretty fat, but at the same time, it does check a lot of threats. I still can see some threats though. I can definitely see opposing Hoopa being a threat to this team. I can see Heatran. Heatran's a very big threat to your team because I mean, even your only Pokemon for Heatran is Heatran, and I guess also Hoopa. But I think we could probably patch that up a little bit. Zard X and Y are also really big threats as well. I can see Zard Y putting in a lot of work for your team, as well as Zard X. Yeah, Zard X is a really big threat. Setup sweepers like Bisharp can be very annoying because I don't see what your switch in is to yeah, Bisharp is a really big threat. So we'll fix that. Don't worry. But let's keep Hoopa. I want to keep Hoopa on this team. Let's see, Skarmory we can probably keep. Let's give that 8 to speed here. Now, I don't think you should be running Stealth Rock on it. In my opinion, like I don't really like running both Rocks and Defog on a Pokemon just because you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you Whirlwind here instead, because if you lose your Stealth Rocker, then you lose your Defogger. That's what it is, and I don't really like that. When I build teams, I always like to have like at least a different Pokemon being a Stealth Rocker and a different Pokemon being for hazard control. So I hope that really helps you out when I fix this team. But anyways, I think Shed Shell here is nice because from the looks of your team right now, Skarmory is a really big importance to walling certain Pokemon that your team can handle. And let's say like a Magnezone might trap you, and your team is just open up to a lot of threats. So I feel like that's going to be really useful for this specific team in general. I mean, it's not the same. It's not always like that for Skarmories in general, but I think for this team, when I edited and stuff, I think Shed Shell's going to be really nice. But I will add that. Heatran is our Pokemon that we can give rocks. Nice. They're very, very good. So we can give this thing rocks. We can give this thing leftovers. So we got our Stealth Rocker and our Defogger both now. So, I mean, that's just splitting the roles is really nice, and definitely would recommend it. So let's go Lava Plume, Taunt, and Toxic is nice here. Definitely good. And we can go with the 240 HP. You already have that. Good. 180. Let's go 192 Spadef, and 68 speed is fine. I mean, it's a pretty standard set. Not timid. What is it? Calm, I think? Yeah, calm. Nope. Not careful. Calm. Yeah, we're calm. We're calm out here. We're calm in this team building session. But yeah, there we go. So we got our Stealth Rocking Pokemon. Now, with these last 3 Pokemon, so like I said, we are weak to Bisharp. We're still weak to, you know, whatever the Pokemon I said, because I haven't really changed anything on the team yet other than changing the roles of these 2 Pokemon. So let's give ourselves some Pokemon to deal with these threats that I told you about. So I think what we can do first, let's change the roles of these Pokemon a little bit. So I'm actually gonna change your Mega. I'm gonna give you a Mungus instead of Mega Venusaur, just because, you know, it's keeping the exact same synergy of the team, and I'm also gonna give you a Pokemon that can deal with some of these threats that I told you about instead. So Black Sludge here, we're not gonna be changing. Alright, you think you're all cool now? Alright. Mungus, think you're cool with those glasses? Alright, so we're gonna give you Regenerator, of course, Giga Drain, I guess, Sludge Bomb, Clear Smog, and Spore. Should be good. You don't really lose anything from not running HP Fire or whatever, because you have a Heatran. You have a Heatran anyways, and a Skarmory for Scizors too, so we can go with max HP, 136 defense, and 120 Spadef. With a, I guess Calm Nature is fine. Either one, I think. Calm or bold? I think calm is fine. It doesn't matter. I think it's the standard spread anyways. So we have that. Now my idea was to make your Mega instead of Sylveon. We could make it Mega Diancie, because that actually ends up checking Hoopa really nicely. It actually ends up checking Zard X and Y both. And it also checks Bisharp too, because it kills, it OHKOs with Earth Power, I believe. So we can go here for Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Earth Power, and Protect. And we can go here for just the 30. I think this is a standard spread, so 224. And max speed with Timid. No, Naive, my bad. And yeah, I think we're good. So we got a Mega Diancie here, which is actually I literally just changed the role of the Pokemon. I'm keeping the exact same type synergy, except for the last Pokemon, which I'm going to change. I don't think we should be keeping. Well, Crest is not really doing much for the team overall. I really feel we should change it. So I like what we have here so far, though. This is really nice. Now, Mega Diancie isn't going to be able to solve all of our problems because Dragon Dance, Zard X, and if, let's say Diancie's low and Bisharp SDs, and you know, this thing is now in range of a Sucker Punch, that's going to be annoying. So what we can do to actually stop setup sweepers is add, well, your team's already fat anyways, so we can add something else that's also fat. That is Quagsire. Really nice for this team. Let's make it pink. It's kind of, your team's kind of pinkish, or has a little pinkish tint to it. But I think we can go with Quagsire here because it actually stops setup sweepers like Bisharp, just like the Pokemon that I told you about that you're weak to, which are setup sweepers. So we can go here for just a nice standard set, Unaware Quag with Scald, Earthquake, Recover, and as a third move, I really like Stockpile actually. Stockpile's pretty nice. We can go with 248 HP, max defense, and 8 Spadef, and Relax Nature, of course, so that we don't have to reduce any of the attack or special attack. So that's good. And I think your team's fine now. I think a lot of the threats that you once had are now covered. So with that in mind, I think we're good to go. Just remember for the future that, I mean, I don't think you should be running Rocks and Defog on the same Pokemon, unless it's an Excadrill which has Rocks and Rapid Spin. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But for Skarmory, I feel that Whirlwind is much more important because it really sort of takes away from what Skarmories are really good at, which is Whirlwinding. Whereas, you know, Excadrills are really good for Rapid Spin. Like defensive, like Spadef Excadrills can set up Rocks and Spin both. They're really good for that. But I think Skarmory here is probably, it's good for setting up spikes, and I think spikes are not really run with Defog at the same time. So yeah, that's what I feel. So hope you enjoyed this session, the Raven Stack. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this team. Let me know if you have any questions about it. And on to the next team. Alright, now our fourth team here is by Spindelad. We have here Nasty Plot Mega Houndoom. Very cool. Very underrated. Toxicroak, SD Toxicroak, another underrated Pokemon, pretty cool. Latias, very cool Pokemon. Well, it's a standard defogger, obviously. Rotom Wash, Ferrothorn for setting up rocks, and Scarflando T. Alright, so this is an example of a team that has very low number of threats. There's not really much to fix, but he does say that he's having trouble with Mega Altaria and Mega Lopunny after Scarflando T is either weakened or gone. So, you know, like teams like this are tough to fix, but let's try to fix it. I think we can do it. I think we can actually help you out here. So I think the one thing that we can change in order to help you out is actually changing Lati, because Lati isn't really much of a switch in to Mega Lopunny. It's not much of a check to Mega Lopunny, nor is it to Mega Altaria. So we can actually keep the exact same type synergy, but I think what we can do is add Mew. And why I want to add Mew is because it actually, with the set that I'm giving you right now, it is able to actually check, or it's actually able to switch in completely on either Mixed Mega Altaria or Mega Lopunny. So what I'm going to give you now is just the leftover set. It's going to have the same defog, so you're not losing out on what Lati could have done. So I'm going to give you Psychic. Actually, let me do the EV. Let me actually do the EV spread first because I want to go ahead and actually explain that. So I'm going to give you max HP, 88 defense, 136 def, and 32 speed in order to hit that. So calm nature, I think. Yeah, calm nature. So this spread basically allows you to never get 2-hit KO'd by anything from Mega Lopunny and Mega Altaria. And mixed Mega Altaria when rocks are up. So Hyper Voice is a 3-hit KO, Return from Mega Lopunny is a 3-hit KO, and you know, even when rocks are up, it's still like that. And I feel that you could run Toxic on this set in order to beat mixed Mega Altaria, because they usually run what Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, Earthquake, and Roost, so that can actually outstall it. I mean, if you feel confident enough to beat it, you can run Will-O-Wisp, but this is a way to beat it. Defog to get rid of hazards, of course, and Soft Boiled. So that's one way to get rid of your problems. That's the way I found her. That's the way I think is the best. Not much else to change other than, I guess, Toxicroak. We can just simply run max. I mean, that's going to be fine. You have the max power, you got the max speed, and I think Jolly Nature is going to be good here too, because you can boost anyways with SD, and Jolly will let you outrun pretty much whatever. It's going to let you outrun Kieran Black without plus speed nature, max speed heat trans and stuff. So yeah, this will be nice. I mean, you can easily just set up with that, and I mean, this is also another check to mix Mega Altaria as well, because you're faster than it, so shouldn't be too much of a problem there. You can keep everything else the same, and yeah, I'll just give it like 4 defense, I guess. So yeah, that's gonna be good, and yeah, that's all I got for this one. Good team, solid team overall. But I think this should hopefully solve your problems that you've been having, and if it doesn't, you know, just let me know and I'll try to help out, I guess, the best I can. But let's go on to the next team here. Alright, so our next team here is from Dockerich. Hopefully I said that right. But we have here a Starmie, Rapid Spinning Starmie. We have Charizard Mega X. So we got here a Will-O-Wisping Charizard, so not a Dragon Dance set. Jirachi, pretty cool. Stealth Rocks Jirachi. We got here Tornadus, Assault Vest. Clefable, which is a Wish Pokemon. We have another Wish Pokemon here too, so we might want to get rid of one of those because, or we might want to at least change the role of one of them, because I think we don't really need 2 Wishers on this team. And Lando T Scarf. So I always like Scarf Lando T. Always can appreciate Scarf Lando. So let's see what we were weak to. I think we are pretty weak to, well, water types are a huge threat just because you only have Starmie to deal with the water types, and there are a lot of water types in this tier that can beat Starmie. So we might have to sort of rebuild in order to not be weak to Starmie. I'm sorry, not be weak to water type Pokemon. But I think we can. Oh, let me go over some threats here first. So I think some of the threats are definitely like water types. I said Crawdon, Kingdra, Ralligator, Kabutops, Mega Swampert, Azu, Mega Gyarados. Also Diggersby's kind of a threat. Actually Charizard is kind of a threat. Charizard X is sort of a threat because you're running Scarf Lando T, so it's gonna be taking a lot of damage every time it switches in, I guess. I mean, it's not too big of a threat, but I mean, we can definitely make the team better. We can definitely turn this into a lowered squad like we did for the other one so far. I think our first thing we should do is actually, well, we're a little bit Gengar weak. I think we're a little bit Gengar weak. We do have Assault Vest Torn. Yeah, we do have Assault Vest Torn, but I think we can actually, to be less water weak, we can change Starmie to Tentacruel, which actually takes on Azu a lot better. In my opinion. So what we can do is give this a Black Sludge here. I love Tentacruel. Tentacruel is actually a very underrated Pokemon in OU. It's not seen too often, but it actually puts in some decent work. Acid Spray. First time make Acid Spray. Rapid Spin. And Toxic Spikes. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And we can just change this EV spread here to 248. 216, 28, and 16 speed. Nice. Timid Nature. And we're good to go there. So that's the first change that I wanted to make. It also makes us a little bit less Gengar weak. Switches into Azu and deals with water types pretty nicely. Now, I think we can actually change Charizard's EV spread a little bit here, because I want to actually, well, we have Will-O-Wisp here, right? Will-O-Wisp, of course, will be able to burn stuff, weaken their physical attack. I think in that case, we can actually run, we can invest in a little bit more Spadef, just because we can take Rotom Wash's Hydro Pump a lot better. I think without it, Hydro Pump is almost a 2-hit KO, or maybe a 2-hit KO either way, I'm not sure. I don't remember the calc, but I know that investing in special defense with this kind of Zard is really good. So we're going to do that. So I'll give it a Careful Nature. I think this should be enough. Yeah, this is fine. And 160 speed. Just outspeeds, what do you call it? I think it's like the same speed that Stallbreaker Mew was usually set to. But I think this is good. I mean, you can also run just enough for Bisharp, I guess. I mean, that's fine. I just like giving it a little bit more speed, which is pretty cool. Also outspeeds Garchomp too, you know. The Garchomps are usually also set to the speed, the Rocky Helmet one, so having it a little bit faster is nice. So that's going to be fine. You can keep the rest the same. And Jirachi, Jirachi. I think we can make, well, let's see here. We like I said, right? We have 2 Wish users. So we could just make this thing Scarfrachi, and you know, I'll balance out everything in the end, but I think Scarfrachi is good for now, as we do have 2 Wish users. So let's give this in Headbutt, U-turn. Actually, only give it Ice Punch and U-turn. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And now Torrentie's not really doing much for the team. I mean, like, other members are doing pretty much what Torrentie can do, and we have a Tentacruel now, so, you know, Torrentie's not really needed too much. So we can add a nice mandatory Belly Drum Chestnut. It actually works so well for this team. It actually really does work well for this team a lot, and I'm gonna go ahead and just add here a Salic Berry. Keep Overgrow because you know, Overgrow, once you get into the Overgrow range and you have your Belly Drum Salic Berry, you actually OHKO Laddie, and you're faster too. You OHKO with the Overgrow. Without the Overgrow, you don't OHKO. So Seed Bomb. So that nice Overgrow is actually pretty useful. Drain Punch, Sub, and Belly Drum. Nice. And let's go to the EV spread here. We can go for 12, 244, and hit him up with a max. Jolly. So that's good. And yeah, Drum Chestnut's also another water type check there as well. So you're not weak to water types anymore. Congratulations, my friend. And now we need a Rocks replacement, right? Because we got rid of Stealth Rocks on Jirachi. Lando T's just in there as a Scarf right now. We have a Scarf Jirachi, so I think the only logical thing to do right now is to actually replace this for Stealth Rocks Lando T, which is going to be really good, just because it's a more reliable switch into Flying Spam because of the fact that you're now defensive, and it's just a better way to take hits from those kinds of Pokemon that I said you were weak to. So let's go ahead and add a Lando T here, 240 and 88, and Impish Nature, I believe. Yep, nice standard defensive spread. Of course, with the Rocky Helmet to punish. I love Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet's like the only item that I run on defensive Lando T, just because it punishes all the physical attackers that try to U-turn or, you know, try to attack you. Always fun to use Rocky Helmet. Definitely would recommend it for people that are leftovers people, I guess, on Lando T for defensive sets. Clefable is fine the way it is. I'd keep it like that. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. And yeah, now Lando T here, much more reliable versus Zardex, Talonflame, even Diggersby. So you're good to go. I think this team is fine the way it is now. So hope you find this informative, and hope it works out for you when you're testing it out. I've actually all the teams that I'm editing right now, I've actually brainstormed and sort of like tested it out myself. So they work very well for me, but hopefully they'll work for you. So anyways, let's move on to the next team. I believe we are at the halfway point right now. We already covered 5 teams in just about over 30 minutes, a little bit over 30 minutes, like 35-ish, 36. But yeah, we're good. We're doing great. we're good. We're great. All right, 5 teams. All right, we're halfway done. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Okay, team number 6 here. We have a team from Zaxxon. We have here Scolipede, which is a Spike Setter. So Focus Dash, Spike Setter, Speed Boost. Mega Sharpedo, so I can automatically see now this is a hazard stacking team with Mega Sharpedo to clean up late game. We got here a Gengar, Bisharp here, Assault Vest Bisharp, pretty cool. Lando T, which is a Stealth Rocks Rocky Helmet set, and Combine Clefable. Okay, so let's see here. This is another example of a team that will actually find water Pokemon very hard to deal with. Sharpedo, well, it's a common misconception, but Sharpedo here, definitely not a Pokemon that can switch into water attacks because of how frail it is. Look at this thing's Spadef, it's horrible, and defense is pretty bad as well. I mean, the regular form is even worse, so you definitely can't switch this thing into attacks. So we have to deal with water type Pokemon. Now, some of the threats is I don't really see a Keldeo check. I mean, there's Clefable, but I wouldn't call that a check to Specs Keldeo. I mean, it is a check to Specs Keldeo from full, but I wouldn't call it a switch in. Like, none of your Pokemon here can really switch into Keldeo, so we gotta watch out for that. Yeah, water types in general, like I said, when I was talking about for previous teams, water types are a threat. Volcarona is kind of a threat. You don't really have much for that. Charizard Y, Raikou. We can definitely make this team a lot better than it was before. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So the first thing I want to change here, let's see here. We're definitely keeping Sharpedo, and I'm gonna actually make, well, when I do the edits for this team, try to make this team a Lord Squad. I'm actually gonna keep it the same sort of theme, which is hazard stacking Mega Sharpedo. So that's what I'm gonna look for when I'm making this team. So we're gonna delete Gengar for now. Let's keep Bisharp, let's keep Lando, and I'm going to delete Clefable here. Yeah, let's delete Clefable. Alright, so I don't think Scolipede is the best Spike Setter. I mean, it's pretty good, but I'm gonna actually introduce you to a really, really fun Spike Setter. I'm gonna introduce you guys to Frostlass. Now, this thing is actually really good, because I mean, it's actually usable in OU because of the fact that it sets up spikes really easily. So you got here Ice Beam, right? You got here Taunt, Spikes, and Destiny Bond. Now, the reason I got rid of Gengar first while adding this thing was because it also, I'm pretty sure you added Gengar on this team to block Rapid Spinners, because Rapid Spinning, of course, on Rapid Spinning hazard teams is just annoying for your team overall. So adding a Frostlass here will prevent that, while at the same time helping you get up hazard. So you're killing pretty much 2 birds with 1 stone here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you Frostlass because it's pretty good for a hazard stacking team alongside Mega Sharpedo. I mean, it has pretty good synergy as well. So let's give it a Cursed Body, which is mildly useful, I guess. Timid Nature. Timid. There we go. So setting up spikes while also taunting, preventing, defogging, and I mean, this Pokemon is just perfect for this team. This Pokemon is really good for this team. Now, Lando T, we can keep the same. Lando T is fine. Set up rocks and stuff. I mean, we don't necessarily need a fast Stealth Rocker for the team. We just need multiple layers of hazards. And we need a Pokemon like Bisharp here. A good choice by you in order to discourage defogging because of the Defiant here. So that's cool. I think for this Bisharp set, well, let's finish the rest of the team first. I was thinking of something, but I'm going to actually fill in the rest and then talk about what I'm going to change. So now, like I said, Keldeo is a really big threat. So I think what we can do here, in order to actually make this team super threatening, is add a Baton Pass Celebi. Now, you know, the other teams that you saw, I actually removed the Baton Pass Celebi. Now I'm actually going to add it. So this is where it gets interesting. So I'm going to put a leftovers here, right? I'm actually going to give this Seed Bomb, instead of, you saw the Nasty Pass Celebi, I'm actually going to give it SD Pass. So we're going to give it Baton Pass, Swords Dance, and Recover. Now, why am I doing it this way? You will soon see. So this thing will actually be able to pass into Bisharp, which is Assault Vest. It can actually pass into Lando T if it needs to. And you guys have really never seen a defensive Lando T at +4. It's actually really good. And I think now that now that the team is kind of like hazard stacking, Mega Sharpedo sweeping, SD pass, Celebi, we can actually make this thing we can actually just change it. I know this is the standard Smogon set, but we can actually just change this. We don't have to use the standard set. We can give it a max attack. 4 defense, I think, should be fine. Jolly nature. Or no, sorry, adamant nature. My bad. And we give you waterfall now. So we don't even need Hydro Pump anymore. Because we have SD passing Celebi, we can make use of every physical attack. I also want to add Poison Jab here, because we do have Frost Blast for Ice Beam. Poison Jab will be nice to hit stuff like Azu, hit stuff like Mega Altaria, pretty much anything that resists the 2 stab moves here, and it hits Keldeo for neutral, so that's always fun. Hits Togekiss really hard as well, so that's cool. And now our final Pokemon here. So we have Rocks, Spikes, Pokemon that can benefit from Defog, a Sweeper, check to Water types, and Baton Pass SDs and make your team very threatening. A Rapid Spinner would be nice, so I'm gonna go ahead and add Choice Scarf Excadrill, and this is why the Celebi comes into so much use here. Scarf Excadrill now, if that gets a boost, it's just gonna go rampant with Earthquake or Iron Head. So let's go ahead here, Choice Scarf this thing, put a Mold Breaker on that, and we can go ahead and just put Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, Rapid Spin. So that's good. So we have pretty much like 4 out of 6 Pokemon. Sorry, my counting's not that good today, but we have 4 out of 6 Pokemon here, physical attackers, which can actually benefit from SD. Oh, actually, no. What am I saying? I completely forgot. Celebi is a physical attacker too, so 5 out of 6 Pokemon here are physical attackers, and Frost Slash set of spikes. I mean, physical walls don't got nothing on us because we have an SD passing Pokemon here. Plus, you know, Quagsire, Celebi can just kill that too, so doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Force F and Jolly. So there's our team. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot more solid, and it keeps the sort of same theme that you had, which was what I said before, the hazard stacking Sharpedo. So I hope you enjoy this team. I hope it works out for you. It definitely worked out for me a lot when I tested it. So it's a really cool team, so hope you enjoy it. And if you have any problems, let me know, of course. So anyways, on to team number 7. Oh wait, actually, wait. Before that, like I said, before we go into team number 7, I was gonna say something about Bisharp here. So I know you have low kick for other Bisharps, which is good because Bisharp can be a threat. So we're gonna keep that. We have a Dark Stab here, which is Crunch, very powerful. I feel like we can actually replace Knockoff for Pursuit. Reason being is because Pursuit here will be able to trap. Assault Vest is really good, or pretty much needs Pursuit, because the point of Assault Vest is to switch in on Dracos, and trapping Lottie is good, so we can actually Pursuit trap that. And we don't really need Knockoff. We have Sucker Punch here, which is another strong move. Iron Head, Low Kick, pretty nice. Plus, we can SD pass into this Pokemon, making all our moves stronger. So, I think Pursuit here is going to be really nice. So, that's all I have to say. Just an addition onto this team before we move on. So, yeah, that's all I got. And I think we're good to go. So, yeah, here we go to the next team. Okay, and our next team here is by Simba from Africa, and as you can see, we have Mega Pinsir, so SD Mega Pinsir. We have here Rotom Wash, Sylveon, which is a Wish Cleric Pokemon, Lando T for Rocks, Lottie for Defogging, and Hoopa Unbound, which is Choice Scarf. Cool. So let's see here. We got some threats. I did notice something right off the bat, and it is that we don't have a Fairy switch-in. We don't have any switch-ins to Gardevoir Hyper Voice, which is a pretty big problem, but we can definitely fix it. And I think in doing so, we gotta. Well, I know you said I think you said you wanted to keep I think you said you wanted to keep Pinsir. I'm not sure if you said you wanted to keep Koopa or not, but let's focus on Pinsir. I think Pinsir is the sort of the Pokemon that's in the spotlight here. So let's focus on Pinsir. We're gonna keep that. We're definitely gonna keep Pinsir. I'm gonna try to make as minimal changes as I can to this team, but in doing so, I'm going to have to try to make, or try to fix the team so that we're not too weak to anything anymore. So, let's see. We can definitely change Hoopa here into Heatran to give ourselves Rocks and a Fairy Resist here. I know you have Rocks Lando T, but we can definitely sort of swap the roles out a little bit. So Heatran for rocks and as a wall to fairy types. So let's actually add that. I think the set that I want to do is just a regular set. I think is fine. Leftovers, Flash Fire, Lava Plume, Toxic Taunt, and Stealth Rocks here. And we'll definitely, of course, like I said, change the role of Lando T. If we're going to keep Lando T, which I don't think we are actually. We'll see. I'm definitely going to give you much better suggestions that will work out. So overall, it's a win-win. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you that, and 80 speed. Just a little bit more speed than usual, just to basically outspeed 8-speed Rotom Wash. I think is what it does. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it outspeeds max defense, max HP Rotom Wash. So that's that. What else? We can definitely change Garchomp. Change Lando T into Garchomp. And the reason I want to do this is to give you a little bit more offensive presence, because I took away Hoopa, which was more offensive on your team. So we're going to change this to Garchomp here. And it'll give you a more offensive presence. And the set that I'm going to give you is actually, I think I'm going to give you, maybe Salicberry, Rough Skin. So I'm going to give you a sub SD set. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's actually pretty threatening. SD Garchomp is a really big threat in this tier, especially since it gets set up on a lot of Pokemon, Sub and Swords Dance. So I think with this spread we can go with 12, 244, and max. Should activate the Salicberry upon a couple subs, so that's going to be good. Jolly in Nature, and let's see here. Okay, so another thing I noticed was that you have a Wish Heal Beller, but then you also have a Healing Wisher. I don't think you really need that. There's no need for both the Cleric Wisher and a Healing Wisher, so I think we can just swap Latias for Latios, give you more offensiveness on the team, and I think Latios is fine here, and we can just go ahead and give this thing Life Orb, give this thing Draco Meteor, Thunderbolt to hit Gyarados, Azu, stuff like that, Earthquake to hit Heatran, Bisharp, and stuff like that, and Defog. I think that's good. So 4 attack, max. You can just go Hasty, I think is fine. Or Naive. I mean, I think either one's fine. I think I'll just go with Hasty for now. But let's see. So Heatran for rocks, Lati for defogging, sub SD Chomp. You can also run, another option of course is to run SD with 3 attacks like Fire Fang, Outrage, Lumberry, but I found that this is nice especially to beat Bisharp because you can sub, and the mind games are really in your favor for this. So, and then we got the Cleric, Sylveon, and Bulky Rotom Wash, nice, and Mega Pinsir. Yep. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. I think the team's pretty nice. You made a pretty nice team there. I think the edits will really help you out. So, yeah, nothing else much to say for this team. Hope you enjoy it. You can try out different moves with Lati if you want. I have Thunderbolt, Earthquake here. You can try like HP Fire, Psyshock, or you can try. I mean, the reason I don't have Psyshock is because you have a Mega Pinsir anyways. So, and you have a Heatran too. So Mega Venusaur isn't much of a threat. And T-Bolt also hits Keldeo either way. So you can also try Energy Ball if you wanted. I mean, there's a lot of options, a lot of good coverage on this Pokemon. So feel free to try it out, see what works best for you. And I hope you appreciate this team. Now, that's all I got, so on to the next one. Alright, and our next team number 8, is from Nathan here. We got here Mega Gallade, which is a bulk up Will-O-Wisp set. Not bad. Not bad at all. Heatran for rocks, Togekiss for defogging, Keldeo, which is a Choice Scarf user, Assault Vest Raikou, and Balloon, Sandrush Drill. You don't have Sand on your team, but we can definitely make this team better. Our threats that we have are definitely Scarf Drill or Sand Drill, Excadrill, I mean, is definitely a big threat for this team. Alakazam, both regular and Mega, are threats. Bandit Azu is a pretty big threat. As it is right now, we can definitely sort of tweak the team a bit to fix that. Lando T is another big threat as well. I mean, you do have Keldeo, but Keldeo can't really switch into a Scarf Earthquake too well, or too nicely. Underrated Pokemon, Reuniclus is kind of a threat. I mean, you don't see that often at all, but I'm just listing all possibilities here. Like I said, Excadrill seems a little bit out of place on this team because you're not really running Sand, and I guess you're sort of banking on your opponent to run Sand, or maybe it's like your Sand counter or something, but we can definitely change that. I think what you can do is get rid of Drill, and instead of running Hazard Control with this, you have a perfectly good Pokemon here. Togekiss can actually just run Hazard Control for you, so we can definitely just put I don't think you need Heal Bell. We can give you Defog instead if you want, so give you a better EV spread, and 8 and 16 hits 200, nice. Rocky Helmet. Now you're not really that weak to Azu anymore. You know why? Because Rocky Helmet's gonna be able to wear down Azu. Togekiss takes about 60-ish% from Play Rough, and Rocky Helmet deals a good chunk of damage, so you can easily just roost and then just start spamming Air Slash on Bandit Azu. Like, that's Rocky Helmet's so much fun on these like defensive roostable Pokemon. So try that out and see how it goes. What else? I know you said that you don't want me to touch Gallade at all. I'm not changing Gallade, I promise. Like, I'm not changing it into a different Pokemon, but I have to change the EVs just a little bit. I tried out a couple EV spreads, and I found this one to be very good. So I'm going to give this 136 HP. Still allows you to live, I think, like 2 Moonblasts from Clefable. I think it's still a roll, but it allows you not to... I think it's just a 2-hit KO on this thing, but you can basically run... Let's see, 232 HP here. I'll tell you what the EV spread does as soon as I fill it out. 4, and then the max speed. Okay, cool. Oops. 232, I said. There we go. So basically, this EV spread here, so 290 speed lets you outrun Kyurem Black and kill it with Drain Punch. So the Spadef EVs here will allow you to not get... I think it's a roll for a 2-hit KO on Clef, but this basically... I want to run Zen Headbutt instead of Stone Edge because Zen Headbutt's just overall better on this Pokemon. Now, Zen Headbutt here versus Clefable. So, bring this thing in, bulk up once, and Clefable, Magikarp Clefable gets 2-hit KO'd by Zen Headbutt. You barely take like 45 to 55% from Moonblast. So, you'll easily be able to 2-hit KO Clef with a chance of flinch as well. So, I really like this EV spread a lot. The speed is useful. I think your old speed wasn't even able to outrun Bisharp, Jolly Bisharp, so I think this spread is good. You can burn it with Wisp, you can Drain Punch and stuff, and I like this spread a lot, so try that out with Zen Headbutt. I don't like Stone Edge on bulk up Gallade, just because like Zen Headbutt is just a more reliable stab move, and it hits a lot more Pokemon than Stone Edge. Stone Edge is like for what Talonflame. What else? Like, what else is Stone Edge for? You already hit Kyurem. Ice types you already hit with Drain Punch. Zen Headbutt now just hits a lot more, so I think that's going to be good for you. Heatran is good the way it is. Togekiss is good the way it is. Now, here's where things are going to get a little trickier. So basically, like I said, we had threats, which were Drill, Alakazam, Bandit Azu. Well, Bandit Azu not anymore, because we have a Rocky Helmet Togekiss as our only Pokemon. I'll definitely add another check to Azu, so don't worry about that. Let's add something for Lando T, or at least something to... Well, actually, Togekiss kind of beats Lando T. Let's delete this. Let's change Raikou. I'm gonna actually put something very underrated for this team. I'm gonna put a Rotom. Not Rotom Wash. I'm gonna put Rotom Mow or Rotom Cut. I'm in the cut. Rotom C. Okay, look. This is good. Like, I'm not going insane. This is a good Pokemon. This is underrated. Okay, so this team I'm actually gonna make super heat. This is a heat team. So you're in luck. You get yourself a good Hita Fajita team. that I made. Hidden Power, Ice, and Trick. Alright. Actually, no, we're gonna change, yeah, I don't like Protect. I like Roar. Yeah, try that. Okay, that's good. That's better. So, Rotom Mow. Good check to Rotom Wash. Good check to Azu, Manaphy, like water types in general. It's got some pretty good moves here. Hidden Power Ice is good for you to hit stuff like, I guess, Superior when it's weakened. D-Knight, Flying types, Dragon types, I guess, Gliscors. So that's very useful there, and I'm going to just give you a Timid Nature. So yeah, try that out. Very cool Pokemon. Now to deal with Alakazam, think outside the box. I'm actually going to give you a very heat set here, alright? Prepare yourself, everybody. Take a deep breath. Here we go. Spiritomb. So I use this, I saw this being used in the Heat of Heat Alive that I was with, that I was in with on Joey's channel. So Infiltrator. So check this Heat moveset out. Check this Icy moveset. Sucker Punch, Pursuit, Rock Tomb, Icy Wind. Icy Wind there to hit those Lando T's and slow down threats. Rock Tomb to hit like Talonflames and stuff. Pursuit to trap Alakazam. Medicham. This thing like walls Medicham, Alakazam and stuff. As long as they don't have Dazzling Gleam. Sucker Punch for priority. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. Fun to use. This team is actually pretty heat. Not even bad. Brave Nature I think is good. I don't even remember like the exact EV spread that I used on that one team, but this is nice I think. So you got yourself a nice Assault Vest Spiritomb there. Can trap Latias, can trap Alakazam, can trap Mega Medicham, stuff like that. It can even trap Hoopa. It can check Hoopa. Like you're obviously not going to switch it in on Hoopa, but I mean, you could definitely make a few plays and bring in Spiritomb here, Pursuit Trap it. So this is like the next best Sableye. Actually, this is a Heat Pokemon. I'm gonna say it's better than Sableye. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, well, so now I think team's pretty nice. Let's just add something else here which can be useful. Maybe some other priority. Maybe another Pokemon to sort of switch in on Keldeo. That doesn't necessarily have to be the best Keldeo check in the world, but I think Dragonite's actually good for this team. So we'll give it a Lumberry. Multi-scale, of course. Standard set, Earthquake, Extreme Speed, and what? Dragon Dance? Yeah, definitely. And we just go, probably just go max. It's fine. And Adamant. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be good. It covers up a lot of the weaknesses that we once had, and I think this is a good team. It's pretty solid. Yeah, we got ourselves some rocks on Heatran, Phaser. We got ourselves a Bulk Up Sweeper, a Defogger, Revenge Killer or / Scarfuser, Pursuit Trapper, and a check to a lot of Pokemon that we were weak to, and a Dragon Dance Sweeper. So good team, good team. Hope you enjoy this team. These are some God squads here. These are some Lord squads. All right, nice. So what are we on now? Team number 9 is coming up next. So we got 2 more. If you've stuck around this long, thank you guys. Hope you all enjoyed these teams. I really do. So anyways, on to the next one. Alright, team number 9 here. We have a team from Maria. We got here Mega Altaria. So Dragon Dancing Mega Altaria with Outrage. Ooh, interesting. Pretty cool. Celebi, Clefable. Why did I say Celebi? Alright, it's late at night. Alright, anyways. So, Clefable, Combine User, Rotom Wash, Jirachi, which is a Scarf User, Garchomp for setting up rocks, and Gengar. Alright, so the request was to keep the Fairy spam theme, so I'm guessing that's just these 2 Pokemon, which we are going to definitely keep. She said she was weak to Nasty Belt Thundurus, which she kind of is, and yeah, I agree with that. Also kind of weak to Gengar, sort of. Gengar's kind of a threat. They don't have much for Gengar other than Scarfarachi, which doesn't really switch in on it too well. Okay, so let's change up some stuff here. So because you're weak to Nasty Platandi, I'm also guessing you're weak to other setup sweepers. So the first thing we're gonna do, right, is basically change your Clefable set, not into something different, but we're gonna change Clefable into Unaware, so that you don't get setup swept on by anything. I don't know if that's a word, but Heal Bell, Wish Protect. So in this way now, you shouldn't get swept by anything, because you're well, other than mold breaker Pokemon like Mega Gyarados, but we'll definitely patch up the team a bit. So all right, there's Clefable there in order to help you stop getting swept by even Superior as well. Superior is also kind of a threat, sort of, so that should help you out. Well, not really because you have Mega Altaria, but if it was just like a 1v1 versus Clefable. But anyways, should help versus Thundy, because now you're unaware Clefable. Your Mega Altaria set, I kind of want to change a little bit just because of the fact that I don't like Outrage on it. Outrage, I mean, you kind of miss out on a lot by not having Earthquake as a move to hit stuff like Heatran. You kind of miss out on that, so I'm going to give you Earthquake here. I'm going to also change your EV spread so that you're faster than Jolly Bisharp. That's going to be important because your team is kind of a little bit weak to Bisharp. Little bit. Not too much, but it's always nice if you want to just stay in and sweep. Or switch in on Bisharp and kill it. So we'll give you that. We'll give you max attack, I think is good. And yeah, try that out and see if it works out for you. Nice. So let's see here. I think you need some hazard control for your team. It's looking like your team is kind of weak to hazard stacking teams, like rock spikes and stuff. So let's, yeah, it's going to be annoying if you don't have hazard control. So I think what we can do is actually give you some hazard control. Maybe Tentacruel. Let's play around with this for now. I think this is pretty good. Gives you a nice spinner. Helps you check Gengar as well, just by switching into it. Rapid spin also helps you versus Keldeo, which I mean you weren't really that weak to Keldeo, but it's always nice to have a spinner that helps you versus Azu. Actually was a pretty big threat, to be honest. Other Clefables, I mean you have a Jirachi and a Gengar, it doesn't matter, but yeah, this is definitely going to be helpful for you. Toxic Spikes. And yeah, just the exact same one that I put for the other team. 28 and 16. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, Timid. Okay, cool. That's good. So what else? I think you're also kind of you were also kind of weak to Mold Breaker Excadrill. You had Rotom Wash before, but that thing just dies to an Earthquake. And yeah, Excadrill is a huge threat to your team because of the fact that your only Pokemon forward is Garchomp, and Garchomp is, well, it doesn't even have a healing move, so it's going to get worn down really fast. So in that way, I think what we can do is actually change Chomp into Lando T. And I don't really want to run a Rocks Lando T on this kind of team. I kind of just want to give it Choice Scarf, to be honest. I think Choice Scarf is fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to give this 4 defense here, and Jolly Nature, Earthquake, Stone Edge, so that you have the edge in the battle against your opponent. Knockoff and U-turn. Nice. That's cool. And now that you have a Scarfer, you kind of need a rocker for some rocks. So I'm going to actually hook you up with an underrated Stealth Rocker, just keeping the exact same type synergy that you had before. Bronzong. Alright. It's actually very underrated in this tier, but it's really good. It's definitely really good. I'm going to fill out the set here, and I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Bronzong. So, leftovers, so Gyro Ball, Earthquake, Hidden Power Ice, and Stealth Rock. Okay, cool. And the EVs, of course, I guess just max 4 with Sassy, I guess is fine. Alright, cool. So basically Bronzong, it checks Lati, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Diancie, Excadrill, Mega Pinsir, Thundurus, Garchomp, Mamoswine, Diggersby, Lando T, Mega Aerodactyl, sort of. It actually does. Mega Alakazam, it checks. Gliscor with the HP Ice. It's very underrated. It's very cool. I think it will work well for this team. And now that we have a Poison type Pokemon, we don't really need Gengar. So I want to change it. Since you're running Fairy Spam with these two Pokemon, I think you can actually run Volcarona. Just because it lures Heatran first of all, and second of all, it checks Steel types. And Steel types are one of the biggest threats to Fairy Spamming. So it's going to be good for you to have a Volcarona for this team in order to deal with Steel types and lure Heatran. So let's do that right now. So Lumberry is good here. Bug Buzz, Fire Blast, Hidden Power Ground, and Quiver Dance. Nice. So this team is looking pretty good right now. I mean, I did change a lot of stuff, but at the same time, I think that it will help you get out of wherever you were stuck on the ladder. So it should definitely help you out get further. So I tried it out myself as well, and it definitely. Well, I mean, I was able to win a lot of battles very easily with this team. Very easily. I really like this team a lot, actually. It's one of my more favorite ones that I've made today. It's pretty fun. But yeah, cool team. That's all I really got to say for this one. I hope you like it, and if you have any trouble with it, let me know. So yeah, we have Rocks. Let me just double check here. Rocks, Spinning, Scarf User, Setup Sweeper, Cleric, Wish Passer, and well, Stop Setup Sweepers, and then a Dragon Dancing Sweeper. So I think we're pretty set on what we have here. So that's good. Nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the last team for this episode, team number 10. So get ready for this one. Alright guys, our final team that we're going to be editing today, turning into a Lord squad here, is from SimSima494. We got here a Mega Sceptile squad. So Mega Sceptile, already right off the bat, I can tell this is an underrated Pokemon because you don't see it too often in OU at all. So we got Mega Sceptile here. We got Mew, which is a 3-attack defogger, okay. Heatran, which is for rocks. Scarf Hoopa, pretty cool. Chestnut for, I guess, Bisharp, and Gengar, which is a spinner. I guess also to help versus fairy types, which Mega Sceptile does not like. Okay, cool. Not bad. We can see some threats here, which are Hoopa. Keldeo is actually a pretty big threat, kind of. Heatran is also a threat to this team. Mega Arrow, Mega Heracross, opposing Gengar. Did I say SD Gliscor? I don't know if I did or not, but okay. Let's definitely keep Mega Sceptile, and let's definitely keep Hoopa. Those were the two that he requested me to keep, and because he did that, I am going to keep them. I actually would have kept them. I actually would have kept Mega Sceptile anyways, just because I'm pretty sure that's what he built the team around, so I'm not going to change that. Other than for the fact that because this is the OU tier, I want to change the set a little bit. Just a little bit. So I'm going to make this a Naive Nature. And the only thing I'm going to change is Focus Blast to Earthquake. Because of the fact that Heatran is very prominent in this tier, Earthquake will be able to take it on much easier than Focus Blast. Because Focus Blast, first of all, has that miss ratio, which is horrible. And second of all, Heatrans are generally very Spadef oriented, so Earthquake here is going to be able to hit them on the physical side. So I think that's going to be very useful for you. So that without, I mean, just that by itself is good. Like, we don't have to change anything else with this thing. So anyways, next Pokemon. Hoopa is fine. Yeah, we don't have to change it. I don't think we have to change it at all. I think it's perfectly fine the way it is. Now, what else here? Okay. So, here's what we're going to do, right? We have a lot of threats to this team. This is not really too reliable of a defogger because it's a Life Orb attacker. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build around we're gonna build around Sceptile here. So we're gonna delete this, right? We're going to we're gonna change Heatran into Talonflame. I think is good, and we'll give you Skarmory. Alright, so those two Pokemon, just those two birds, will help you deal with physical attackers, as well as, and Talonflame is just such a good Pokemon to pair with Mega Sceptile. I couldn't resist changing Heatran to do that, and definitely we're gonna have to make up for Heatran not being there anymore in order to take hits from Talonflame. So we'll add a Hippo for rocks to make up for that. And I think Azu. Let's try this out. I think this is a good sequence of Pokemon. So I think the set of choice that we're going to be using here is No Item, Gale Wings, Acro, Roost, Bulk, and Willow. I think that's pretty good. Talonflame is just one of the best partners for Mega Sceptile because Talonflame, well, Mega Sceptile actually deals a lot with the Pokemon that Talonflame can't beat. For example, Rotom Wash, Rhyperior, Hippowdon, even Heatran, because this Sceptile has Earthquake, right? So that's going to be really nice. So anyways, 240 HP, 252 and 8, and Careful Nature. Okay, cool, and that's all we need for that set. Skarmory here is good because of the fact that it is a defogger, so very much more reliable defogger than Mew in my opinion, and it helps us beat stuff that our team was really threatened by, like for example, I don't know, just physical attackers in general. What did I say it was weak to? Like Mega Heracross, I guess, sort of. Well, it helps us beat Mega Arrow for one, and it's good versus Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir is also kind of annoying to face. Diggersby. Mega Diancie is a pretty big threat. But, yeah, let's go with this. So, Leftovers, Sturdy. Just a more reliable defogger in general, I felt would be good for your team. Iron Head, Defog. And, of course, we're keeping the same thing that you requested. So, definitely the same sort of team built around Mega Sceptile and Hoopa Unbound. So I changed those Pokemon very minimal changes to those Pokemon. Defog and Whirlwind should be fine. I think Spadef is a good set on this. 248, 252, 8, maybe? No, we'll give it 8 defense. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're good with that. Now, Hippo, we can actually give this thing rocks, so gonna go with 52. Just a spread that I used to use a long time ago. Good, still a good spread. Impish. And Leftovers. Oops. Hello? Leftovers. And Earthquake. Stone Edge. Slack Off, and some rocks. So that's going to be able to help us out versus Talonflame. Physical attackers checks Gengar because of its Spadef, so you don't get 2-hit KO'd after rocks by Shadow Ball. And that's a good Pokemon to pair with Mega Sceptile just for getting up rocks and stuff, and dealing with a lot of variety of Pokemon, like Bisharp as well. It's also a check to Bisharp too. And the reason I added Azu for the last one was because it does help us check Keldeo, I guess, to an extent, so long as we don't get burned. I mean, Mega Sceptile, of course, is a check. Talonflame is a check to Keldeo. Scarf Hoop is a check to Specs Keldeo and other Keldeos that are not Scarfed. And Azu is another check there. So I think we're pretty set on the weaknesses that we once had. I think they're now gone. I don't think we have those weaknesses anymore, and I don't think we opened up weaknesses to anything new. So let's go with that. Gotta go with our gut, you know what I'm saying? Waterfall. Aqua Jet, Jet Wrecked, and Knockoff I think is fine because of the fact that we have other Pokemon for Ferrothorn, like Talonflame and Mega Sceptile, which has HP Fire, of course, so, you know. Alright, 240. No, 240. There we go. Max attack and I guess 16 speed F is fine here with Adamant Nature. So with that, I think we are good. Sandstream is fine here. It doesn't matter. Helps us versus with the weather. Talonflame will help us versus Zard Y. Hippowdon versus Zard X. Yeah, I think we're good. And we kept these two fairly the same. With the exception of Earthquake, of course, to hit Heatran better. I mean, even though Hippowdon can't really switch in to a Lava Plume and get burned, so it can't really afford that. So why not just stay in and kill this thing with Earthquake? Kill Heatran. So yeah, that's all for this one, I think. So just double check here. No, I think we're good to go. All right, guys, and that is all for this episode here. We got 10 teams, 10 regular teams turned into Lord Squads. That's what I like to see. And each of these teams, if you haven't noticed yet, has a different Mega Pokemon in each one. I found that really cool. Like, I didn't notice it until I got to team number 8. But each of these teams have different Mega Pokemon, so feel free to try them out. Pastebins of them will be in the description below for you all to test out. Let me know what you guys think, and of course, leave me a comment of a team that you'd like me to look at, and I'll try to get to it. I mean, you guys have been showing me a lot of really good support for the series and just in general overall, so I'm really happy about that, and it means the world to me. So thank you guys for watching and sticking around for this if you did. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next video that I have, and episode 3 I will work on that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.